All right, for more on this, tonight's panel, Fox News contributor Leslie Marshall and radio host on WMAL in Washington, D.C., Larry O'Connor. All right, guys, yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. I want to start with this, though. Senator Warner, first of all, who called out Google. He was very unhappy they didn't send their top person to this hearing today. But this is also what he said about the challenges these companies face.
The Russians also continue to infiltrate and manipulate American social media to hijack our national conversation. Again, you've gotten better. And I'm pleased to see that you've begun to take action, but also the Russians are getting better as well.
So, Leslie, giving them some credit there for stepping forward, but really plenty of critique about how they could be doing better. And it's tough to keep up with a group like the Russians who are very determined.
Yeah, those are the things that bother me most. It's not the left or right. I mean, we have to, realize that there is no regulation of these search engines, of social media on the internet. And quite frankly, they are not under the umbrella of the First Amendment currently, not being regulated. So they can do what they want as private owners, quite frankly, in cyberspace. But what concerns me is not just Russia and the meddling. It's when there are completely fake movements left and right out there. The whole pizza pedophilia thing, for example, that can lead to danger. I mean, somebody walking in with a gun wanting to, harm someone, to be violent or even to take a life. That concerns me. And obviously, meddling in our elections, whether it's left or right, I want it to be a fair, level playing field and a fair game. And so I'm glad that Warner brought that up.
Okay, I want to read an op-ed from Steve Schillingford, a cybersecurity and privacy expert, founder and CEO of Anonym, if I'm saying that right, Labs. Tech giants like Facebook, Twitter, and Google have grown so powerful that they can, whether through intent or incompetence, unleash serious threats to our society and political system. Yet they remain secretive and unaccountable. The time has come for a serious consideration of antitrust action against these companies. They're just too big now and therefore too dangerous. But Larry, these are private companies.
Well, they are, except we also, listen, I believe in the free market, not necessarily big business. And big businesses love to squelch the free market because they want to dominate. And these businesses are dominating right now. And let's just be clear here. This is a serious issue. We had a federal judge tell the President of the United States he couldn't block people on Twitter because of First Amendment grounds. So that sort of establishes the idea that the world of social media and intercourse on social media is somehow connected to the First Amendment, right? And then you've got this company, Twitter, blocking in a very capricious way, without any real terms or conditions that are explained, without any real criteria about who gets blocked and who doesn't. They're just sort of doing it willy-nilly, and it sure seems like it's faulting on one side of the political equation, and I'll prove it. They even said that normally they would block Donald Trump because he breaks their rules, but they're going to let him continue to be on Twitter because he's newsworthy. Now think about that for a minute. If you're not newsworthy, Twitter will block you. But if you're newsworthy, then they'll let you go ahead and say stuff that apparently is against their rules. That's not a way to run an open forum. And the fact that they block people basically for extolling conservative sound ideas, like Dennis Prager got blocked on YouTube, an intellectual guy. Yeah, I mean, he's an intellectual. People think of him as a rabbi. And you look at the content that they're blocking, and it's like, well, this is just sound intellectual discourse about things that are important to America.
Well,
that's a problem.
We are out of time, but I got to say, listen, if Twitter at some point decides to block the president, I think we're going to hear it from here, the White House. It's a few blocks away, but
yeah,
wow,
you're right about
what that would unleash. Okay, Leslie and Larry, come back soon.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.